Let me make sure this camera good.
Make sure I lighting good for me.
This is right. All right, that's just right. All right, so I decided I wanted to do an episode on me, my personal experience with the incarceration system, the penitentiary system, whatever you want to call it, outside of the United States of America. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Excuse me. Sorry, this camera. Sorry. Um, I was incarcerated when I was 17. Well, I was incarcerated before that. I went to jail multiple times. Um, when I was a kid. As a kid, I was in jail, in and out of jail. By the first time I went to jail, it was probably like 12 years old. I was in Syracuse, New York. Um, I got locked up. Went to a place called Hillbrook. It's a detention facility. Um, for juveniles. I was running around. Is what I was doing really. I was breaking down houses. Um, like running around with my friends, doing whatever they was doing, trying to be, in the hood, stuff like that. Running with a particular people from a street called Ostrina. That's where I grew up at. That's where everybody was hanging at, Southside Syracuse, whatever. Feel me? A couple of respectable dudes out there and stuff like that. But as I was growing up, basically the purpose of me doing this video and the purpose of me doing what I'm doing right now is basically I'm trying to inform the community on what took place with me when I was arrested, what took place with me, and what I went through as I was incarcerated from being 17 years old going to prison. Before I was in prison, I had a good head on my shoulder, and I pretty much knew how jail was. I pretty much knew how prison was going to be before I got there because I was in detention facilities before that when I was a youth. Like I said, I was in Hillbrook. I went to a place called Lincoln Hall. It's in New York. I don't know if y'all know about it. I was also in a place. Whoa! I was also in a place called Freedom Village. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but y'all could Google that or something. I was in a place called Freedom Village, and bro, it was this pastor dude. He was Catholic. I was about 12 years old in there. My mom and some white lady that knew my family, basically, they got together. The white lady wasn't just a lady that knew my family. It was a person that it was she basically we went over her house, things like that. It was a church lady. We went to her church. She like raised us up. You understand what I'm saying? She stayed in our life. My brothers, my sisters. I got two brothers, and I got three sisters. The lady she raised us up. She was in and out of our life. Like we went over there, her house on holidays, things like that. And she would come in and out. Well, one time I was about 12 years old. Like I said, I got into some stuff. I won't mention the stuff that I got into this time, but I got into some stuff in the neighborhood where they felt like it wasn't safe for me to be around no more. Things happened in the neighborhood. They just felt like it wasn't safe for me to be around no more. So they wanted me to get up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? So they sent me to a place called Freedom Village. Like I said, you could Google it. It was a Catholic setting, basically like a boarding school. Every day, all day, we went to church. You understand what I'm saying? It was like a church thing. It was in there. You had to stay there. You stay there for months. You understand what I'm saying? A guy named, I don't even remember. I don't even remember the dude name, but a guy was there named Pastor something. I just remember, bro. Listen, I just remember every day I would wake up in this place that I had a bunkie, and basically I had a person living in a room with me. We was in a room. It was about like 50 people there. You had different levels that you could be on. You could start on like no level or C level, you got all the way up to D level, E level meaning you got the best level, no level meaning you got no level or stuff like that. And you could buy like candy, stuff like that. Yeah, you could buy like candy if you get on a higher level, things of that nature, whatever the kids would be. But I just remember I never wanted to be there. My family, they dropped me off. Not like dropped me off. They just basically, you know what I'm trying to say? They just dropped me off there. They paid for me to be there, I'm assuming. They paid for me to be there because it was a place that was like, it was like, you know what I'm trying to say? It was a place that was like rich. Like they was rich and they was scamming people for money. It was a big lawsuit on the guy that owned it. He tried to get up, move to one of the Carolinas or something like that. They had a big lawsuit, scamming people, all types of stuff like that. Like I said, look it up. It was a place called Freedom Village. You can look it up. And like I said, I remember we had to carry these logs. If you got in trouble, you had to carry logs. You had to carry bricks. You had to carry things around a basketball court. If you, for punishment,
For
they
how
would shame
long?
you. Like every day, it was increments of time that they would make you do it. Like if you didn't have nothing to do, like if you didn't have no school at the time, or if you didn't have no cafeteria, no work assignment, or something like that. That's basically what you're doing. You was carrying a log around a basketball court for punishment. It didn't matter how cold it was outside. It could be below zero outside. You still carrying logs and bricks around the facility, and they cut the logs and bricks specifically for to light the place, to light a furnace in a place.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get in trouble, like I said, the pieces that they cut, they make you pick it up and walk around the court with it. If you get in trouble, so it was places like that I was going to, acting out in the neighborhood, doing stupid shit like like I said, running around with my friends, robbing people, playing a game called Knockout, just walking up on people, punching them out for no reason. That's what we do. Run, trouble in school, all that stuff. Been through all that. It's crazy because I always kept good grades, so it's crazy, it's ridiculous. But punching people in the face, stuff like that, and I got locked up. I was, arrested over and over and over again. So it was times where the judge was just like, no, we're not letting this dude go. We ain't letting him go nowhere. So, like I said, it started with Hillbrook, and it got bigger, bigger, bigger. Eventually, I was in the Justice Center, and that's being charged as an adult. You get what I'm trying to say? You go in the Justice Center, it's crazy in there because I remember when the first time I went to the Justice Center, people say, yo, do you cry? Is it hell yeah, I cried. Fuck you mean did I cry? Yeah, I cried. I cried over and over and over again. And I hid when I cried. What the fuck you talking about? I'm in jail. It wasn't the fact that I was scared or I was like worried about somebody doing something to me. Nah, I was trying because I wanted to go home. It was different when I was in a little kid facility. They got PlayStation shit like that in there. Like you walking into the gym, playing basketball whenever you want to. Like you out.
Right.
Like they not really holding you in the cell. You get what I'm trying to say?
So it's a whole different ball game.
Right. So now it's like, right. So
Yeah.
I gotta see judges, shit like that. So now it's like a whole different ball game. They not treating you like a kid no more. They thirsty with the shit. Like they trying to really lock you up, really trying to put you away. You're not their friend no more. They don't got no PlayStations in here, no phones in here. You're not talking to your family when you want to. You're not doing none of that shit. When you want to, the food is terrible. It's way horrible. Like it's nothing going on. So I just remember, like I said, at this point in time, I'm gonna skip past more because the rest of the story will be irrelevant. I'm gonna skip past more. But I just remember at the time, me being 16 and me being locked up for the first time. For one, I didn't even understand what made somebody be capable or be able or have power to even put me in a cage. You get what I'm trying to say? Lock me up in a system like that. Like my mama born the same way your mama born. It don't matter if you black, white, purple, yellow. My mama born the same way your mama born. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like I don't understand how you can even put me in a cage like that. And that's what was going through my mind at the time. Like, yo, when am I gonna go home? Because when you first get locked up, they wasn't telling me no date. I'm 16. They give me one call. I call my mom. My mom, she trying to figure out what's going on with me, and she can't even help me because she don't even understand what the fuck going on. She don't really even know. She not sitting there talking to me when these people asking me questions about what house people done broke into, who got robbed out of school, and it was my own friends who told on me. It was crazy. My own friends who told on me they tried to rob me. You feel what I'm saying? I robbed them back. They told him. And that's the basis of the story. I'm not going to get into the details. But like I said, I was 16, 17 when this occurred. So, like I said, back to the story, me being locked up, I get in there. They give me a tray, little brown tray, like rectangle, probably like a 3x5 tray. Different compartments on the tray, so you could put different things in different compartments, like maybe like 4 different compartments. You ain't even getting that much food or that much different kinds of food, so it don't even matter. Everything, they probably put everything on one side and then put the bread on a different tray. You get what I'm trying to say? So I get in there and it's like instantly I understand that it's different. The food is different. Mashed potato, it's like everything tastes like water. Everything tastes like water. It's disgusting. You got what I'm trying to say? You in there, the guards, wilding on shit. So when I walk it out, I know they got my hands behind my back. Obviously, I step out the car. They put me in a holding cell. It's a holding cell. Before I was in a place called the Justice Center. It's in Syracuse, New York. When you walk inside that bitch, it's like a cage that they put you in. They drive the car right inside the garage. It's like a garage. They drive it right in there. They take you out the car and they put you inside a holding cage inside of the garage. It's cold as fuck in that garage. I don't give a fuck what time of year it is. It's cold as fuck in that garage. You get what I'm saying? I always used to get locked up in the wintertime anyway, so it's cold as fuck in the garage. You get what I'm trying to say? So they got you sitting in there waiting there to get searched and shit like that. At the time, now they don't do it this way no more. But at the time when I got locked up, they used to pat you down and then put you in a holding cell. You get what I'm trying to say? They pat you down, put you in a holding cell. They pat you down, make sure you don't got no weapons, shit like that. But obviously they were patting people down, so people were just getting shit inside of there whenever they seem fit to. They just patting people down. You get what I'm trying to say? They put us in a holding cell. So now I'm in a holding cell. I'm in a holding cell. Sorry, I'm with like maybe like 20 other people. It's like 20 other people. They're all smashed in the holding cell, probably like as big as this room. And this is a living room. This room ain't even that big like that. You get what I'm trying to say? So, and it's like 40 people, like not 40 people, like 20 people smashed inside of that room. You get what I'm trying to say? And we just all in there, fresh off the streets. You got dope fiends inside of here. You got people that get locked up every single day inside of here. And
so this is at the point where you in the garage,
you gotta
right?
talk right here. Huh?
So this is the point. The holding cell is in the garage cell.
Yes, the holding cell. No, I'm not in the holding cell no more. So there's a holding like a holding cage outside for like 1 or 2 people, depending on how many people they bring in from out the car. And once you get out the car, you gotta go inside that little holding cell, and then once the officers will come to process you. You get what I'm trying to say? Once they're ready to process you inside the facility, the officers will come outside and come get you outside of that holding cage, and they'll process you right there. It's like a little hallway. They'll process you in right in between the actual jail. And then we walk, after they pat you down, you walk inside the jail, and you walk through a metal detector. There's a metal detector. You turn to your left. It's like 4 holding tanks. One's for females. The last one's for females. The first one is for like people that's coming in and out of the jail. You get what I'm trying to say? That's already booked inside the jail, coming in and out of the jail. And the rest of the 2 is for like inmates that's coming off the streets, and another cell for if you got beef, if they get into a fight, they got to separate people, so they have another holding tank, or if a motherfucker sick or some shit like that, they have another holding tank or something. You get what I'm trying to say? So now, but imagine me, I'm 16 years old going through this. You get what I'm trying to say? Right. Like, it's people that been in jail multiple times. Like, it's people that's gonna be on this stream. It's people that's gonna be on this stream, and they all gonna be thinking like, "Oh, this is normal shit." No, it's normal shit now because that's all we see now. We see people go get locked up. We see people do all that now, but it's not normal when you're going through it and you're 16 years old. Even if you've been to jail before, because jail before ain't like the jail that it was when you're doing this. But skip forward, like I said, to where we at again. I'm going inside of this facility. So now at this point in time, the whole point of them holding me inside of the facility is to get me to a judge. I have to see a judge. I have to answer for the charges that I'm there for. You get what I'm trying to say? And at this time, I wasn't even going to prison. At this time, I was just there for some whole other shit. To be honest with you, I had one of my mans. It wasn't even my mans. He was a crackhead that was pretending to be my cousin. Real shit. A crackhead was pretending to be my cousin. He not even my real cousin. I was renting his car with drugs. This is honestly, I was renting his car with drugs and shit like that. Like I said, crackhead pretending to be my cousin, renting his car with drugs. And one time I got his car, he came to me with some guns and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Looking at the gun like, what's up? What you want me to do with these? What you got going on with them? So he's like, I'm trying to sell them. You know him, he being a crackhead, trying to sell them. You know me at the time, I'm 15, 16. Like I told you, I want a gun. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want a gun. You get what I'm trying to say? I know I want a gun. You get what I'm trying to say? Get the gun from him. Like literally 2 days later, he come back to me. I get the not only do I get the gun from him, I get the gun from him, and I get his car from him with some, like I told you, it was for some car. I gave it to him. He come back 2 days later. I'm supposed to have his car for like 4 or 5 days. He come back 2 days later, like, yo, I need that gun back. He didn't even say shit about his car. This is how I know the shit real. He didn't even say shit about the car. He came back and told me something about some guns, but me being young, I didn't think nothing of it. I just think he trying to get something back. By this time, I done did whatever the fuck I done did with this shit already. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? By this time, you feel what I'm saying? Man, little dude, I spin him off, so I basically tell him, like, I don't got that shit no more. He take his car and get lost. He get skinny. You get what I'm trying to say? The next day, police call my mama phone. My mama at the crib, police call my mama phone, like, yo, where the fuck is such and such at? Where is this guy? She like, shit, I don't know where the fuck he at. But the whole time I'm sitting right there. Whole time I'm right there. The whole time they talking, I'm right there. They asked my mama like, yo, where he at? She like, I don't know. So she hang up the phone and she tell me like, yo, look, shit, a sheriff just called me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, where you at? I'm like, yo, what you want me to do? She like, you better call that nigga. And she telling me, you better call him because I don't want this motherfucker calling my phone back. He gonna call my phone back looking for you. You better call him. You feel what I'm saying? So, well, I pick up the phone and I calls the nigga. Now, you know, niggas ain't even supposed to be talking to no police, but they talk about me. I'm trying to figure out, hey, what the fuck they even talking about? Because at the time, I know that they looking for, I don't even know what they looking for. I just know that they looking for me. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they looking for. The whole time in my mind, I know I got something in my back of my head. Like, I know I just ran into this shit. But they don't got nothing to link me to this. So I'm not even thinking like, yo, bro, this got something to do. You get what I'm trying to say? So little do I know, pick up the phone, calls him, Fred, he telling me, yo, where's the guns at that we got from such and such? Says son name and all that. He's supposed to be my cousin. He a crackhead, but he's supposed to be my cousin. Crackhead is supposed to be your cousin too. You get what I'm trying to say? Supposed to be my cousin. Told him that I had it and all that. I should have just gave him the shit back, but I didn't have it to give it back. But if I did, I would have. You get what I'm trying to say? So now something like now me being young, I'm gonna be honest. I told on myself basically without telling on myself. You get what I'm trying to say? I told on myself without telling on myself because I didn't never tell him that I had the gun, but I never told him that I didn't have it neither. You get what I'm trying to say? So the whole time he on the phone asking me for the gun, I keep just like acting like it's gonna be a situation where I'm gonna give it to him somehow. Like I didn't know how smart police was. I didn't know the whole time they was faking me, but I thought that I was faking him. You get what I'm trying to say? The whole time he's really waiting for me. So basically, I go on a fake ass run. You get what I'm trying to say? So now I know they looking for me. I don't got this shit they talking about no more. I know that they looking for me. You get what I'm trying to say? So I go hide at my cousin crib. Real, no cap. You could holler at my cousin. No, I go hide at my cousin crib for like 3 days. I'm there for 3 days. Everything smooth. My mom called me one day early in the morning, like 6 o'clock early in the morning. She called me. She like, yo, come to the crib, come take a shower. I go to the crib and I come take a shower and shit like that. After that, after I see my mom, I leave. Across the street from my mama's house back there is a big ass park. You could walk through the park and end up on a different street. Same thing like any park anywhere else. You could walk through the park and end up on a different street. I walk through the park. It's like by the time I'm done taking a shower, it's probably like 12 o'clock now. You feel what I'm saying? I call my cousin Bill. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, buddy, what let me smoke. I'm gonna smoke with you. I got some weed. You feel what I'm saying? I remember this shit though. Like I got some weed. He like, all right, bet, come through. Goes to the crib, walk across the field. I get us across the field. I'm standing with these niggas. I go walk down the street to his curb. I'm standing with these niggas for like maybe 30 minutes, maybe just standing there. Detective car come up the street and Impala with tents on it. Where I'm from, ain't nobody driving no Impala with no tents on it unless that's the police. You get what I'm trying to say? So if they driving an Impala with tents on it, or they driving a fucking even a Malibu with tents on it, they driving a pickup truck with tents on it. I know they do that shit down south a lot, but where I'm from, that's 9 times out of 10, that's the cops. You feel what I'm saying? That's the D's, the FBI. They drive cars like that. You get what I'm trying to say? He drove by, went down the street, went down the loop, came back around. When they came back around, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good because I seen a cop. It's just so many things happened that day that went over my head that I knew I could have got up out of there, and I didn't. I basically stayed there. So he comes back around the corner. He hops out the car. There's 2 cops inside the car. When they hop out the car and they open up the door, mind you, the car got tents on it, but when they hop out the car and they open up the door, he starts talking to me like he having a regular conversation. Like he got by like, hey, did you see any guys? But when he opened up the door, I seen my picture from Facebook. It was my Facebook profile picture at the time when I was 15. I seen my Facebook profile picture on his dash, on the dash. They had the shit taped to the dash, like a picture, like a regular size paper, but a picture printout of my face, my Facebook picture at the time. And I knew he was looking for me. So now I'm trying to find out a way to get skinny. You get what I'm trying to say? But I know I can't really get away from him like that. He's gonna chase me, but I should have ran. But before I could even run or go anywhere, more cops was coming. Now I could have told you this before this hand, but it would have been dragging it. At the time, I had drugs in my pocket, in a small pocket. You know how you got your pants and you got that little small pocket that you got?
Yeah, that little small square one
right? I had some drugs in that pocket. Now, it was some crack. at the time. I'm gonna tell you some shit that's gonna sound like it's unbelievable, but it's really not unbelievable. When they searched me, they went right past it. He didn't feel it. So when he put me in handcuffs, obviously get to the point, he put me in handcuffs. Put me in the handcuffs. I sat for a little while inside the car. They're talking, and they tell me what they want. They telling me that they basically want the gun back, but they trying to lie me like I'm a sucker, like I'm gonna tell them like, yo, oh, here's the gun. This is what I did with the gun. That's basically what they trying to do. But I don't really know what they caught, what they doing with, what they trying to do with me. I just know that they caught me for these guns and shit like that. That's what they trying. That's what they looking for. Boom. You sitting in the car, he come back to the car, he like, yo, Mr. Allen, this is what we got you for, this is what we doing, we want to take you downtown, we want to question you, do you give us your consent to go downtown? I'm like, fuck no, I don't give you no consent to come downtown. The only thing I give you consent to do is let me the fuck out the car. Literally, like, I don't want to do nothing else, let me out the car. Because I'm thinking in my mind, they didn't find this crack. You get what I'm trying to say? Now I'm trying to get rid of this shit. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to get this shit off me. You get what I'm trying to say? They put me in the car. I never got out the car. You get what I'm trying to say? From that moment, I never got out the car. So the whole time I'm in the car, I got my hands behind my back, but I'm trying to think how the fuck I'm gonna get this shit from out my front pocket and get this shit destroyed. But I know I can't leave it in the car because I know as soon as I get out the car, the police gonna sweep the car. That's what they always do that. So I know I can't leave it in the car. But I'm thinking in my mind, he already searched me. So it is what it is. Either I'm gonna get caught with it or it is what it is. I'm gonna tell you the dumbass shit. All right, we going in. They take me in the room, take me all the way up to like the 80th floor. Fag gang put me in the room, making you sweat. I know it's now a tactic to make a person sweat so they'll get tired of waiting, and then they start telling. You get what I'm trying to say? But they put me in like a little holding room again for like 3 hours and just left me in there, tied, not tied, but handcuffed to like a little railing with like a little bench. It's like a little half a bench that you could lay on or sit on, and they handcuff you with a railing. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like a railing underneath. They handcuff you and make you sit in there, and they really right outside the door. But they just making you sit there. They take your phone from you, probably go through your phone. This is the time that they getting an investigation ready, making you sweat basically, so you can tell whatever the fuck is going on. So they come get me out the room and bring me into a whole nother interrogation room. Ask me, do I want some chips? Ask me, do I want some soda? Ski, I took the chips and the soda. I want the chips and the soda. What else you got? Yo, let me get a cigarette. They're like, yo, I can't give you a cigarette because if we give you a cigarette, we're going to have to take you downstairs. I'm like, I bet. But I'm trying to do anything or say anything at the time without telling but to get home. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm taking the chips. I'm taking the soda because I know what it is. Like, I might go to jail. I want the chips and I'm hungry as fuck. Fuck is you talking about? I've been hungry. I'm trapping. Before even all of this happened, mind you, I told you the story. I went home and I took a shower. I didn't say shit about going home to eat, right? So I was hungry as fuck. So I took the chips and I took the soda. So he get in there. They asked me, they like, yo, my last name is Allen. So they asked me like, yo, Mr. Allen, how you doing? I'm like, shit, I would have been better if I was cool. I was about to smoke my weed and everything. Now I don't got nothing. And I still got this shit in my pocket. You get what I'm trying to say? So now I'm really not trying to answer his question. So he asked me like, yo, listen, ask me my name, ask me my date of birth. Then ask me everything but my social security number. Ask me basically what the fuck I was doing all day. So I'm just telling him like, yo, basically, trying to throw him off and shit like that about what the fuck I was doing. You get what I'm trying to say? Then he started asking me about this guy. I ain't gonna say his name, but let's just say his name is James. You get what I'm trying to say? So he keep asking me about James. I'm like, I don't really know James like that. I don't know James like that. I'm like, shit, you tell me about James. He's supposed to be my cousin. I don't understand if he really my cousin or not. That's just some shit my mom told me. My mom married some guy. You get what I'm trying to say? And she told me that shit. Like, and his name is James for now. And you get what I'm trying to say? James bought some motherfucking crack off me, but I didn't tell the police that. But they already knew this. I didn't know at the time that they already knew this. You get what I'm trying to say? So they know I'm lying like a motherfucker. But the whole time, I don't even give a fuck about the whole investigation, what I'm in jail for. At the time, none of that. I'm trying to get rid of this crack. So I'm trying to get this nigga out the fucking room. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? That's basically why I'm saying mad extra shit. Because I'm trying to show you this scenery. It's two cops in there. One right here, one right here. One black, one white. The black dude talking to me, and I know the black dude talking to me because they want the black dude to basically be a friend to me. And they want the white dude to be my enemy. So they want the white dude to act like he's coming more aggressive than the black cop is coming. You get what I'm trying to say? So they can play like,
good cop,
bad cop type shit. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's what they doing with to little old me. I'm not even a threat to y'all right now. Like I'm like 16. Like you get what I'm trying to say? And I was a grown ass man all the way into this point. You get what I'm trying to say? So now I'm trying to use the whole 16 shit. So they come bring me my Doritos or the fair grade, bring me my Pepsi. You get what I'm
had the
trying to say?
red ones or the blue ones?
I had the blue ones. Facts. I had the blue one. So now they asking me like, yo, Mr. Allen, can you rewind this? Can you tell us your day and how your day started? I said, yo, I went to my mom's house and I took a shower. You get what I'm trying to say? And I came outside and I was arrested. They said, can you tell us anything else about this day? I said, no, that's literally what happened. You get what I'm trying to say? He like, all right, can you tell me?
Like,
yeah, he like, can you tell me about yesterday? I don't know nothing about no yesterday though. Am I arrested? What am I here for? So now I'm trying to get him up out of there or make him think like I'm giving him a hard time. So I start giving him a hard time. Like, God, I don't want to answer no more questions. I didn't know nothing about asking him at the time for a lawyer. And I didn't know that at the time they couldn't ask me nothing else until I gave him a lawyer. So I'm just basically lying to him and throwing him off, basically not trying to answer his questions to even say that I know the nigga James. You get what I'm trying to say? So long story short, let me speed this up a little bit. So long story short, they find out, like I told you, they already know that I know James and shit like that. So he come in here and he tell me James was part of a burglary that took place at a storage house where he stole the guns from. And it was I'm trying to tell you.
How did this even escalate?
From the police?
How did this even escalate to a burglary?
No, he did a burglary prior to me even knowing anything about the gun. Yeah, he did a burglary whatever time before, and he was on camera committing the burglary. So they was already on his ass before he even sold the gun.
So he was already got.
Yeah, before he even saw the gun or before they even know that he even had the gun, anything like that, he was already smoked. You get what I'm trying to say? So he just, in the process of them doing their investigation on that, he ended up coming and bringing me one of them shits. I didn't even know it was 3, and it was 3. And I didn't even know that. I just thought I just had one. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Did what I did with it. So they come looking for the gun. They want me to tell them who I gave the gun to, all this other shit. Listen, scrap. It's not going to happen. And I'm telling them that while I'm eating their Doritos. And they Doritos, drinking their soda. And I'm telling them, niggas, listen, bro, I don't know nothing. Little do I know, I'm never going home. Listen, check this out, right? They put me in jail. Long story short, I know I dragged this out, but long story short, listen, long story short, they put me in jail. I went to jail. I never seen the guy again at this time.
You never seen James again?
No, I never seen James again at this time. I never seen him the whole time I was locked up because at the time I had to go to a minor pod. I had to go to like some minor shit. So I go to the I go to minor pod. Very good, and I never see him because I can't leave out that pod. So long story short, 4 months go by, I never sees him. I'm thinking he was in jail, or he went to real jail, or he went to prison, or he went somewhere. He was grown, 37 type shit, 40 type shit, 40 something. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he went up north type shit. I come home after the 4 months because I'm a kid. So they do the whole course shit. I come home after the 4 months. They tell me he never even went to jail. I'm like, what? He never went to jail. How? Oh, let me rewind. I never even told y'all how I got rid of the shit. Oh, look. So at the time, remember the crack shit that I had while I was inside of there. I never even got rid of this shit.
Oh yeah. So if you didn't go home, so they never found it.
No, yeah, they did find it. But look, what I did was in the interrogation room, they got up and they left. They went out. I told you, I kept telling them like, yo, basically, I don't want to fuck with y'all type shit. You feel what I'm saying? So they got up, they left, they went out, and I took it out of my pocket. From saying, and I started smushing this shit on the floor, like crunching it up. But I didn't know at the time they had cameras that could see what the fuck I was doing, or they had that black wall on the outside. I didn't know that. Like, no, real shit. I didn't even know that. I swear to God, I didn't know.
They watching you the whole time.
The whole time. So
you thinking that you
getting away with it, but they come rushing in the room. As soon as I'm doing that shit, they come rushing in the room. It's like 7 of these motherfuckers come rushing in the room. Like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? And they got it bagged. But by the time they did that, I already smushed the shit with my foot. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like they can see the shit still on the floor, but it's really nothing for them to pick up. If they pick this shit up and they mix this shit or try to test it, it's gonna come back inconclusive because it's too much other shit.
Mixed with other stuff.
Right. It's too much other shit with it. You feel what I'm saying? So they couldn't do that, but they picked up the bag and still charged me with the bag because the bag got residue on it. So they still charged me with the bag. So I still got a possession, and they gave me the lowest amount for possession. It was a misdemeanor at the time, but they
So how much time do you get for that?
They didn't give me no time for that.
Oh.
What they did was they took me to jail for possession of stolen property for the gun. They didn't give me possession of a firearm, but they gave me possession of stolen property because I wouldn't tell them where the gun.
So basically, they gave his charge to you.
Basically, they said basically he got a burglary. They saying he committed the burglary. His charges, whatever his charges, he committed the burglary. His charges, whatever his charges, and they gave me possession of stolen property because they was trying to retrieve stolen property from his burglary, and I wouldn't tell them where the property was at, so they can't give me possession of a firearm because I wasn't part of that situation, even though it was a firearm that I ultimately got charged for. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's how I ended up going to jail, and I did the 4 months when I was in jail. I came home in the summertime. I was home for like 8 months, went back to school, all type of shit. I finished like my last year in school. All that, yeah, they came in there, got the residue bag, hit me with another charge, still did 4 months, that type of shit. Came home from there, still went back to the streets, doing the same shit. Came home from there, skiing, and 8 months later, I was arrested again for some bullshit. I was
What now?
Nah, this was trying to put a little extra, like put some bullshit. I was just trying to put but like 8 months later, I was arrested again for burglary, robbery, same shit. Shit took place in school. I'm not gonna really get into the details about my charges and my case and all that shit, but some shit took place in school where, yeah, some shit took place in school. You know what I'm saying? Shit got nasty. Motherfuckers from the other side was doing some shit they wasn't supposed to be doing. I was gang banging, all that shit. They was wilding. You feel what I'm saying? And I wasn't respecting that. I was going to school and they hood. I was from another hood. I was from another place. I wasn't with that. Shit like that. Some shit took place and shit like that. I got mad and took that shit outside of school. Some people beef. Some people do that. Back then, I was just robbing people. That was my thing. Like, I was just robbing people. Like, it wasn't even about how I did it. Because some people call me a thief, but I wasn't a thief. I was a robber, and there's a big difference. Because I didn't give a fuck. Like at the time, I didn't, like, when I was young, at the time, I didn't give a fuck who I was doing this to. Like, I didn't give a fuck if, like, if I like, people say they break in houses. I don't think I was really breaking in houses. I broke through houses. Like, it didn't matter if you was there, if you wasn't there, that type of shit like that. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? At that time, I didn't have no remorse. I didn't understand life. I didn't understand what it meant to work, what it meant, like, when people go to work and they, you understand what I'm saying? They got to work hard. They got to pay gas. They got to pay rent. They got to buy insurance, shit like that. I didn't understand what they was working for. So I just wanted what I wanted at the time. You get what I'm trying to say? But I didn't know the emotion towards those people, what the fuck I was doing at the time. You get what I'm trying to say? So I just used to rob people because I wanted it. I grew up rough. I ain't really have it like that. I know you had to get it how you had to get it. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what I did. And I kept getting locked up. So I wasn't even good at what I was doing. I was just doing you get what I'm trying to say? But 8 months later, I got rearrested again. And now I knew this time I had 2 felonies. I got arrested for 2 felonies. One was a C felony, a Class C felony. I got arrested for 2 Class C felonies and a Class D felony and 2 misdemeanors. You know what I'm saying? And I was 17 years old at the time, and I just had came home from jail for the other shit. So I was on probation up to this point from being released. That was part of one of my conditions, to be released on probation and shit like that for a certain amount of time, 5 years to be exact, 5-year felony probation. That's how they do it to you in New York. You get what I'm trying to say? So they do that shit and locked me up again. And I know I'm not coming home, so I didn't want to talk to a lawyer. I didn't even want to talk to the judge. So when I went in there, I tried to act like I was like fucking a sovereign citizen and shit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
so what you was in there doing? Like, what?
Like when I went to jail the second time. Oh, like you think I cried the first time? Second time I was in there crying like a motherfucker because I know I was in jail and everything that I got locked up for, I didn't commit no crimes with nobody. So I was always in the hood. I was always game banging. I was always doing what I was doing, running around the streets and like, you know, that type of shit. But this time I ain't get locked up with nobody. So it was never nothing for me to like be in question with me like, giving police information or telling or nothing like that. It was never nothing like that. But at the time, it's just like I knew I was finished. Like I knew it was nothing that I could say other than put myself in more trouble this time for me to get away. I had too much shit against me. I had people that was writing statements on me. I had a whole family that was writing statements on me. I had people in school that was writing statements on me. A lot of people wrote statements. You get what I'm trying to say? So it, this shit was ridiculous at the time. So, and it was different because I caught my case inside of school. You get what I'm trying to say? It happens inside of school. Anything that you, when you commit a crime anywhere near a school, for anybody, whether you go to school or not, they enhance everything that they do to you because it's like
school.
Right, and it's children. It's basically endangering the welfare of children and shit like that. So it was even worse. Like you get what I'm trying to say. So they locked me up and shit like that. So I basically went through the same thing, like county shit in jail for like 5 months. I was there, and then I get to the point of the basis of me making this whole video. Then it was prison time. You get what I'm trying to say? Then it was time for prison. I couldn't get away from this one. Like you get what I'm trying to say? This time they wasn't trying to get away from me. They was offering me too much. My first offer was 13 years in prison. That was my first offer they was offering me. And I didn't even understand it because I was only 17 at the time. And I'm just like, damn, bro, I just passed 13. Like, how you gonna offer me 13 years in prison? And I was just 13 like a couple years ago.
Literally.
Like, excuse me, like you get what I'm trying to say. So I ain't even understand that shit, but that's the type of time they was on. And you got to keep going to court, keep fighting your case, keep going in there, doing what you got to do. But at the time, they was giving me court dates like 2 months apart. So I go to one court date, go there, not even understand what the hell they telling me. I had a black lawyer, yeah, but she was more for them than she was for me, really. But she made sure that she fought for me the way that she was supposed to fight for me. But she didn't do nothing that was like that'll put her job in jeopardy or nothing like that. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's how it was. Every court that I had people that supported me. I had people from the streets that wrote me. I had all that shit at this time. Like I had a lot of people that I was going to school with that like all the people, like a shout out to all the people that did this shit. You get what I'm trying to say? But I knew they had me. Like you get what I'm trying to say? I knew this time it was over. So they go down 8 years. The next time I go to court, tell them no, I'm not doing no 8 years. I'm not doing that.
So they went from 13 years to 8 years?
They went from 13 years to 8.5 years to be exact. They went from 13 flat. I said no. They gave me a court date like 2 months after that. I went back. They told me 8 years, 8.5 years. I told them no, I'm not doing that. And then they said they went down to 5. And when they went down to 5, the judge told me like, yo, I'm not going no lower than this. Like they ready for trial. If you're not ready for trial, you either gonna take the 5 or you're gonna go to trial. And I was not going to trial because I know I had 2 different cases that happened at 2 different times. You get what I'm trying to say? Just less than a month. So when they picked me up for one charge, they started questioning me about a whole other charge and charged me with another charge. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Like that. And I end up going to jail. And now we here. And I do that. So I cop out to the 5 years. I tell them I'm guilty for one of the charges. They throw everything else away. Make me guilty for the one charge. Give me 5 years. I was on probation. So they ran that shit concurrent with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So they gave me the 5 years. And I was sentenced to prison. And then that's when shit got real. I don't know, like it's probably some people that's on fuck is this? Oh yeah, it's probably some people that's on TikTok that could probably relate to what I'm talking about. When I got locked up, they sent me to a place that's in New Elmira, New York. You get what I'm trying to say? And man, like it's so much different than jail. I was in a Elmira Correctional Facility. You could look that up or Google it and see how it is in there. They have a intake process that they do there. So it's like a reception for inmates that just made a transition from jail to prison. So I was already in jail for 5 months before they sent me to Elmira. You get what I'm trying to say? So Elmira is when you get sentenced. You got the county time that you're doing in the county waiting for you to get sentenced or see if they're going to release you, if they're going to put you in jail longer, or if they're going to give you state time. And if they give you state time, you got to go to a state facility. The officers that work in the state is owned by the state. It's like all run by the state. So when you get state time, you go to the state. You get what I'm trying to say? If you get county time or they give you like a year for a misdemeanor time, like small time or something, like you'll stay in the jail and they'll send you to a county jail. Either the jail you in is your county jail or they could send you to another county jail, and that'll be the county shit. All the employees that work there work for the county. All the employees that work in the correctional facility, they work for the state. You get what I'm trying to say? Because it's owned by the state. So that's the difference. where you housed at don't really matter. You locked up, you incarcerated. It don't really matter where you housed at. You get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, so I get there, and the first thing they do when I get there, we in the line. I just remember first they put me when we in jail. Before I even get there, when we in jail, they put me in a van to get there. I had to get them all my stuff that I got locked up with. The stuff that I got locked up with, they held it in a zip bag for me when I got in jail the first day. They held it in a zip bag. I took all that stuff off. I sent it out the facility. So now I'm in like no, as a matter of fact, I'm lying. I'm sorry. I took my stuff there, my sneakers, my jeans. I took it there with me the first time when I went up there. Took it there with me. We get there. I just remember being shackled. We were shackled with another person. So they'll put the shackles around your waist, and then they have like a piece that come out right here. It's like a block piece that holds your hands right here, so you can't really lift your hands like this. So you shackled a few different times just at the waist. Again, it's a long shackle that they have that they shackle. First, they put you in. Well, they don't put you in the handcuffs first, but they put the shackle around your waist so everything could be held in place. That's how you. That's why the people be shackled around their waist. If you ever wonder why they have the people shackled around their waist, that's just to hold everything together. So they just put it around the inmate waist to hold everything together. That's in the front. You get what I'm trying to say? In the front, that's where the handcuffs go. And if you ever notice, it's not just handcuffs all the time. They got a block piece that they put in between the handcuffs. So when they put the chain around your waist, they tie it together and they lock that in place. Now it's the chain. Then they put the block piece on the chain. Then they put your hands in handcuffs in the front and lock that inside the block. So not only is your hands in handcuffs, and if my hands was just in handcuffs,
you can't move them nowhere because it's
right. If my hands were just in handcuffs, I'll still be able to go like this. But because it got that block piece that's attached to the chain and it's chained down on me, now it's like this. I can't really move anywhere. They expect you to eat like that, do whatever you got to do, piss like that, whatever you got to do. You got to pull your zipper down, piss like that. You probably piss on your fucking pants. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Everything you do, you got to do like that. But they put me in the van, and in the van that they put me in, it's not like a regular van. It's like got these little slits over top on the window. You feel what I'm saying? So you sitting inside the van is a cage that separates the police that sit at the front of the van from the inmates that's in the back of the van. But you can't get up and go nowhere because you shackled at the foot. It's two shackles at the foot. You got the shackles that shackle both of your feet together. You get what I'm trying to say? And then they put another shackle on your left foot or your right foot only, and then shackle you to somebody else's left foot or right foot and make y'all sit together so y'all can't run.
Wow.
They make it literally impossible for you to run anywhere because if y'all run anywhere, you literally got to step at the same time he got to step. You get what I'm trying to say? And nobody's going nowhere like that. You're shackled at the waist, the fucking all that shit. So it's really fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? But I remember going in that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And when we got there, I'm gonna just tell you when we got there, because as we in the van, I'm just waiting to get there. I can't really see what's going on other than trees passing by. Cause like I told you, the windows, it's windows in there, but the windows is all the way at the top, and I'm sitting down, and it's not a regular van. It's like a big van, like like the buses that you got, but the buses for the old people, how they look like. It's like one of them type of shits like that, and we inside the shit in the back. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's still all around that shit because they don't want nobody to break out, shit like that. So you can't see. Other than that, now when they stop the shit, they allow you to stand up. Once they stop, they allow you to stand up, converse, talk. So when I stand up, now I can see this big ass prison, Elmira, this big ass facility. I'm talking about when I say it's like a big jail, it's not a jail, excuse me. When I say it's a big ass prison, it's a big ass prison, big shit. You get what I'm trying to say? And I stepped out of it. I immediately knew this was different people. Now this comes to the good part of my story, because I know I've been on here talking for a while, but this comes from a good part of my story. These people were different. Like, you ever see those videos online that's about the Karens? These type of people, like, I was around, like, you knew instantly who you was around. Different Confederate flag flying motherfuckers, like different type of people, like, yo, for real, like, you get what I'm trying to say? It was crazy. Like, you knew the atmosphere was different. Everything felt dead. It was cloudy. You knew, like, you just was the jail sits on top of a hill, a big ass hill that they gotta climb up and get it. You just knew. So I'm just looking around, like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, damn, this is the last time I'm gonna see outside, because I was just in jail. And when I was in jail, You get what I'm trying to say? You could barely go outside. So I'm thinking now, like I'm in real jail. You get what I'm trying to say? This prison. I'm damn sure. I'm like, nah, this last time y'all gonna see me alive. They done gave me 5 years. This shit all bad. I done told these people at the crib I got 18 months trying to get people to wait for me to come home and shit, lying to them because I know if I tell them I'm about to do 5 years, they ain't gonna stay. They ain't gonna stay. They ain't gonna keep talking to me and shit like that. So I'm telling them I'm doing 18 months in a program. I'm about to get out of prison. Lying like a motherfucker. Motherfucker keep asking me when you coming home. 18 months. 18 months went by. That's another story though. Like you get what I'm saying? 18 months went by, and I ain't even fuck with them. But yeah, at the time, so I get up in there, and the first thing they do, they tell me like, yo, listen, you got to get your hair cut, and you're gonna take a shower. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna get my hair cut, and I'm gonna take a shower. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Man,
not the same as what you think.
Fuck no. I sit in the chair, and they start cutting my hair. Dude start cutting my hair. Mind you, I still got my clothes on, all that. Dude start cutting my hair. But he ain't trying to cut my hair nicely, no nothing. Like he's just shaving my shit all the way off, like everything off at his no guard, no nothing. So it's like bald. Everything is like bald. You from saying? And then he shaved all my facial hair off, like all the facial hair, like everything come off the same thing. The only thing that you allowed to have is a mustache. You get what I'm trying to say? Everything else came off. Like so, just imagine. Then you gotta go and you gotta get in the shower. Right there though, this like you don't got time to think about nothing. You don't got time to do something different. You don't got time to get up, call them, nothing. You just straight information, cut your hair. Then you gonna go. This right when you come in, cut your first, before that they take your weight and shit like that. See how your weight and all that shit. But most of that shit they got in the folder. So they could just transfer the information, but they ask you little small shit like what's your weight, what's your height, that type of shit. Probably make you step on the scale, and then you just going, like I said, to get your hair cut. Once you get your hair cut and you get your face shaved off and shit, like, because they want to make sure you don't bring lice and shit like that into the facility. That's what they say. I think that they are just on some stupid shit, but they say that it's for lice. I think they was being racist. I know they were being racist. Why would I need to cut my hair? And then like there's exceptions where you don't have to cut your hair. Like if you part of a religion, they make you be part of a religion. Like you can't just say like, oh, I don't want to cut my hair. You got to be part of a religion. Like you got to be Rastafarian, you got to be Jewish, you got to be something like that for you not to be able to cut your hair, Muslim or something like that. You get what I'm trying to say? But at the time, I was being transferred from jail to prison, so I didn't have no status of being anything. So they just didn't want to fuck up the process of. Because now, if I'm like, I don't want to come out here, anybody can say they don't want to do that, and that's not the type of shit they was on at the time. You feel what I'm saying? So they cut their hair, and then now you got to take the shower. And mind you, I'm 17. You get what I'm trying to say? So they taking a shower. I'm thinking like, all right, I gotta take a shower. I'm about to go in the shower and take a shower type shit. Like, my nigga, we go in there. They're like, yo, you 5, shower now. So now I'm like, you 5, shower now. We walk in there. It's like a little room, like a little draft room and shit like that. They like, yo, you gotta take these clothes off and put these on. So I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. They like strip down to your boxes and shit like that. So I'm like, I know this jail. I done straight before coming back from visits and shit like that. So I know how this shit go and shit like that. So I stripped down to my boxes and shit like that, thinking like, okay, I'm looking like where the showers at. I don't even see no showers. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, where the fuck the showers at? I'm asking people with me where the showers at. They like, I don't know, like where the showers at. Some people don't know, and some people know where the showers at. They just scared to talk. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I ain't they looking at me like, why is you even talking? Because that's the type of time that shut up, dickhead shit, go do your shit like that. It's like 30 fucking cops in here right now. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And it's a draft room is what they call it. So it's a big area where you got people hanging out at. They got a grill inside of there. So they making sandwiches and shit inside the place, inside the facility. They got a fucking like a flatbed grill that the officers use, and they be making food in there. But the officers don't even be making the food. They be having the inmate cooking for them. So the inmate that work in that area in the jail will be making their food for them, and they'll be eating that shit. And then that's his way against some of that shit. You get what I'm trying to say? So they made me take off my sneakers. I had some Air Maxes at the time and shit. Some shit I just bought, fire shit. They made me take off my sneakers. They made me take off my pants. When I took off my sneakers, they made you put it in like the cylinder, metal cylinders, like they use them for trash and parks. Sometimes they had one of them shits sitting inside of there, and you got to take your sneakers off and put it inside there. I take my sneakers off and put it inside there. I see one of the inmates come and take my sneakers out up there and take them in the back. Now I'm like, yo, bro, I felt like, why you still like I couldn't really do nothing about it because everybody's taking their sneakers off. But I know at the time, why is you taking my sneakers and why is you taking it in the back? I felt like he was taking it for me, like robbing me. Like you get what I'm trying to say? I didn't know at the time, like this is how the inmates make their money. I didn't know that. That's how we made our bread. Like you get what I'm trying to say? So I didn't even know. So at the same time, I didn't know I had to do 5 years, and I was shaming him for doing something that I ended up doing later on down the line. You get what I'm trying to say to other people? Like, but it wasn't like I was robbing them. You can't have it anyway. But I could take this from you and get it inside the facility and sell it to somebody, and they could wear it. And I could get some cigarettes and shit for this. I could get some money for this or something. I could get some stamps. I could get some.
So like that's a way to make money.
Yeah, that's a way to make money. People could buy it, but it depends on what sneaker it is and all that other shit. But that's a way to make money. They could take it. They're gonna make you take those sneakers off and put their prison boots on. You get what I'm trying to say to all the inmates that come in. So it's a come up basically for the inmates that work in that area, that draft room that I'm telling you about. Is basically a come up for them. So they take my sneakers and shit like that. I guess in this little area that I'm telling you about now. We're still in the area, and I'm stripped to my fucking boxers. I'm looking around because like you can't stop yourself from looking around. Like I'm looking around, I'm looking at motherfuckers' faces and shit like that, and I'm just like, yo. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Fuck going on around here type shit. Like what the fuck? I'm cold as fuck now. I can feel the wind hitting me and shit. I'm freezing. Like, and I'm like, yo, this is some other shit right now. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? I know, like, that, bro, you got me standing here. It's dudes around. Like, bro, I'm not with none of that. This is prison now. I'm thinking all the other shit. Like, bro, all the stories you hear they raping people in prison. Like, you hear this, they raping people in prison, all that. So it's like, the last thing I want to do is be sitting there, standing there, halfway damn near naked around these niggas. And then you got some motherfuckers that did this before. You got some motherfuckers that already did this thousands of times already. So they already know what it is. So for me to be asking them what's going on and ain't nobody saying nothing, I find that crazy. Because I know you did this before. I just listened to you like telling me you did this 3 times before and you just got out of jail for doing 15. So I'm like, yo. So we standing there in our boxes and shit. They come out with some shampoo. So they tell us to turn around and get under them little knobs. I didn't know it's like little knobs on the wall in sections.
So whole time you was there at the shower?
The whole time I'm there in the shower. Whole time. It's like little knobs that's on the wall. Maybe like 7 of them. They take like 7 people at a time, 8 people. No, it's an even number. It's always like an even number. So there's 6 or 8 people that they take at a time for the showers. And then they come through and they give you this shampoo and they pour it right in your hand. The officer walked down, he poured it in everybody's hand. You feel what I'm saying? And you like, what you gotta do there? And then he'll tell you, he gonna put the lice shampoo, that's what it is. Lice shampoo, he's gonna put it in your hand before he tell you what it is. Because if he tell you what it is, you might not put it in your hair. So he's just gonna tell you it's shampoo, but he's not gonna tell you it's lice shampoo. You get what I'm trying to say? So he's like, shampoo, make sure you shampoo and shit like that. So you got motherfuckers that they don't even give you at the time they didn't give me no soap. They just gave me the shampoo. So they put the shampoo in everybody's hand and they said water on in 5, 4, 3 months. I still got boxers on and everything. Water turns on. I automatically knew when the water came on, out them little knobs that's on the wall. Just like 7 people got to get under the knobs. But I automatically knew I'm not taking these boxers off. I don't give a fuck with nobody talking about. And that's that's etiquette. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's the policy of jailhouse niggas. Like, you're not in no shower with your boxers off, like, butt ass naked. You're not in there. Like niggas is not jacking that. You're not going. You get what I'm trying to say? But we in there. You get what I'm trying to say? And at the time, the water come on, so I know now I got this shit in my hand, get under the water. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? I get under the water. Fat guy, make me cringe. You talk about that. I get under the water and shit, put this shit in my hair. So now he telling us over the loudspeaker, this is light shampoo. We want to make sure nothing come over our facility. At this time, I already got this shit in my hair, so I really don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, I don't got lights to begin with. I don't even think I could get that shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, for real.
Yeah, so, boom. So I'm just like, all right. So we put it in there. We in the shower and shit. So I'm just like trying not to look around type shit. I'm trying not to open my eyes type shit. I'm not trying to look at nobody wrong. No, none of that. So I like the light shampoo off. Then you got the officer. He come down the line and give us all soap. The soap like probably about as big as this lighter. It's white bar soap called Core Crap. Probably like I said, big as this motherfucking lighter right here.
So like, you know, when you go in like in a hotel and they have like that little soap bar. Is it something like that?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
something like
size?
that, but it's a little bit like it's like a little bit thicker than that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like more soap than that a little bit. They give you a soap and you wash it with the soap. Wash it up with the soap. Give it a rag to touch shit. Wash it up with the soap. Right. So now I'm just trying to stop this shit. Like the water ain't stop, but I'm stopping. Like I'm out. I'm out of here. Like I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. Like I'm trying to get out of here. Like I'm a young kid. I'm trying to dash out of here. Like, but I ain't on no pussy shit though. Like I said, I'm not scared. I've been through jail shit before, so I understand jail shit at the time. So I'm trying to move and get up out of there. So now they got, like I told you, they got clean clothes and shit like that for you when you come out, shower. But I'm just going with the flow at the time. So I come out. And before I come out, I got to see where I'm going. I got to look and see where I'm going. I see old man, butt ass naked, like no clothes on, no nothing. No Johnny in the shower just wailing, like he just in the shower just sitting there, cooling, chilling. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like he been through this before. So I'm that's like, oh my God, this is crazy. You walk past this nigga. Go there, get dressed. They give you like socks, boxers, white, everything. White socks is white, boxes is white, fucking everything is damn near white except for the outer clothes. The outer clothes is always green. Shirt green. The not the t-shirt, but the actual shirt is green, and the pants is green, and the boots is black. You get what I'm trying to say? So they give you a one of these little outfits and shit. Your jail outfit. This is the jail outfit you're gonna get familiar with. This is the jail outfit you're gonna keep. You get what I'm trying to say? And this is your shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm sitting on this like a little bench on the outside that I'm sitting on, getting dressed and shit, get dressed fast as fuck. Now you gotta go see mind you, this is all repeatedly. Now you gotta go see mental health. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there waiting on the bench to go see mental health. Everybody that come in the state facility, you gotta go see mental health. They gotta talk to mental health and shit like that. He said, let me see them toes, bro. Crazy.
Whoa.
I didn't even mean to interrupt what I was talking about to say that, but I just find it ironic that somebody said, let me see them toes, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, anyway, he just threw me off.
No, for real.
He just threw me off. Yeah, so I gotta go see mental health now. So I walk in there, lady automatically as a lady in there, she like 40 or 50 years old. She automatically start drilling me, asking me, do I want to kill myself?
I was just about to say, do you want to die?
First thing she said, do you want to kill yourself? Do you got something to live for? Is there anything you want to say to anybody and all this other shit? There's nothing I wanted to say to nobody, especially not her. I didn't want to kill myself, but I didn't want to be there. And that was the truth. But I knew if I said that, she would have tried to tie that into some whole other shit. So it was over for that. Then after I came out that room, she didn't prescribe me no meds or something. But that at the time, that's when they'll tell her, like they ask you, do you take medicine or do you need some medicine or what's going on in your life, how you feel, and based off what you tell them, they either prescribe you some medicine or if they feel like you're a threat to somebody else or yourself, they're gonna put you they're in a different room. They'll strip you ass naked and put you on suicide watch where you like one-on-one intervention and you butt ass naked and it's just like a cop sitting in front of your door or it's like a camera monitoring you all day type shit like that. If you feel like they feel like you're gonna kill yourself because you're in jail or some shit like that. You get what I'm trying to say? And then you gotta see the medical, make sure you ain't got no herpes, no motherfucking drug related illnesses, hepatitis, all that type of shit, tuberculosis and shit. They make sure you don't got none of that shit. You get what I'm trying to say? And then pretty much after they get you locked in the facility, they give you like an ID that you can do. They take your picture, that's where you see people get their mug shot and shit. You take a picture. You get what I'm trying to say? All that shit, they get you ready for prison, basically. They get you enrolled in jail. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Everything that I'm trying to say is I was enrolled in the state penitentiary and I did it in Elmira. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, when I'm walking in the facility, this is the time where everybody's done doing that shit that I just said. Everybody now coming from wherever they coming from, because it's not just us coming in there. It's people coming in there from every jail damn near in the motherfucking state of New York. They coming in there in the same day, same time. So once everybody is done, now it's like 3:00. It's time to walk from that side of the jail to the other side of the jail where the actual reception is at. You get what I'm trying to say? Now this is where it's going down at. I didn't know that. So I'm thinking this soft shit over here is what it is. I'm like, damn, this is all right. This is not that bad. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? skip the shower. But I'm like, this is this is not that bad. You get what I'm trying to say? We go out there. So now we walking in the line. We go outside. We walking in a straight line. Some people got cigarettes and shit because they got cigarettes from the people that work in there. So like, yeah, know somebody or some shit like that, or they'd be gangbanging, some crazy shit like that, whatever the kid would be. They see some people that do know. You feel me saying? Go in there. We walk in. We get inside of a building where we actually housed at. I can't tell you the amount of inmates that's housed in there. I just know it got to be over 2,000. That's just where I was at. It got to be like over 2,000 inmates, and it's
just
like
in the area where you
right.
at.
It's like cells that goes all the way down. So just imagine like a long ass walkway with cells, maybe like 60, 70 cells straight down. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's like 6 tiers of that shit going straight up. 5 at least, like 5 tiers going straight up on each side. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's all inmates the whole way down. And when you first walk inside that MI, you gotta walk down the whole thing. So when it's new people coming in, the inmates, they like to act out. And I was doing the same shit too. So I'm not even gonna say like, cause this happened to me the first day I was there, and then like the next day I was there, I was doing the same thing they was doing to me to other people that was coming in. So I'm not trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? But motherfucker somebody lit a fucking whole tissue roll on fire with lighters. You feel what I'm saying? Because they got lighters and shit. You could go to commissary, buy cigarettes. Now at this point, you can go buy lighters. So the people in there, they got this type of shit. You get what I'm trying to say? At this point, they got that. They're not jail no more. This prison now. So now in prison, they got all type of shit. Snacks, cakes, cookies, all type of shit. They in there lit now. I didn't know that at the time. Well, I didn't know that they could get more shit and they got better shit. But at the time, like, you feel what I'm saying? Get in there, motherfucker, lit a whole roll of tissue on fire. Threw that shit off the motherfucking tier. The tiers is where they stay at, like where they gotta walk out. If they come down the stairs, they gotta walk down the tier. Throw it off the tier, so it comes all the way down to the bottom. That shit went right by my feet. I'm like, oh shit, motherfuckers in there on the gate, rattling the gate. Like, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell your young ass. But I know they faking. You ain't about to do shit, but you trying to act like these motherfuckers. I see the same motherfucker that was yelling at me like an hour later. Promise you. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta.
So they was on some scared straight shit.
On some scared straight shit. They was on some scared straight shit, some straight bullshit trying to scare me and shit like that. And they trying to scare more people than me, but you feel what I'm saying? They know I'm young and shit like that from the walk through. They see my face. They know I'm young and shit. We get up in there. 3rd grade. It's just madness. It's loud. People yelling on the gate, talking about all type of conversations. What they gonna do when they go home? What they gonna do when they go up north? How long they got? How like they got slaved? These people that got killed. They're just in there yelling, and then sometimes it's people that's talking with people that's not close to them, like they're down far, so that they're yelling over top of other people that's already yelling. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's loud as fuck, like mad conversations going on at one time. Then I seen sheets, like torn sheets all over like this. And I didn't understand what that was. I didn't understand that was like traffic. That was transportation. That was how people got shit to people in other cells. Because like I might need to get something to somebody that's nowhere near me, but I still need to get it to him. And I might not have nobody to get it to him for me, or no way to get it from him other than what you know, what's known as fishing. You got fish. So basically fishing is doing anything basically that you could do to make any type of line, any type of rope, any type of anything that you could throw out your cell to make that line go further. If I'm in a cell and somebody's in a cell like 10 cells down from me, you get what I'm trying to say? I can't get to him, but if I got a sheet line, I could throw the sheet line out my cell as long as I keep the other end, and he could just grab the sheet line that's in front of his cell and pull it in, and then tie whatever he got from me onto that sheet line. And then he gonna tell me,
send it back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull it. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's how they get shit. I didn't know that at the time. I just see motherfuckers throwing shit out, all type of shit. I'm thinking they trying to hook me, like you trying to hook me, or motherfucker, like they're trying to like what the fuck, you know, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But now,
so at this point, everybody going to their cells.
Yeah. At this point, everybody already locked in their cell, because we're new inmates and the rest of the inmates is locked in their cell. And everybody is going to the cell, but we don't know what cell we assigned yet until we get to the little bubble is what they call it, where all the police
Okay,
is
so
at.
you're going to the
You get what I'm saying? So we gonna walk into the bubble, but it's a long ass walk. So I'm just telling you what's going on. You get what I'm saying? They just violent motherfuckers like, yo, gang member, they screaming out they shit. At the time I was gang banging. I'm not gonna get into all of that. So like they screaming out some shit and I'm screaming out some shit back. You feel me saying? That type of shit. So now I feel like a little bit more comfortable because I'm like, okay, there's a lot of my niggas in here, type shit. Like that type of shit. So I was like a little bit more comfortable at that point. We get down to the end, we see the police. The police give us our cell number. We gotta go up these stairs. I go up the stairs, go I was like on the sixth gallery, so I gotta walk up like 3 flights of stairs. You know what I'm saying? Because it just started at the bottom. Like one gallery I'd be at the bottom, then two gallery be right across from it, and then upstairs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say? And it's like 1 through 8. 8 being at the top and the right, 1 being at the bottom left. You get what I'm trying to say? How it's mapped out, but it's like rows of cells. So everybody on one gallery will go to the mess hall at one time. Everybody on two gallery go wherever they got to go at one time, including the barbershop, including recreation. They'll all go at one time, mixed with a different gallery if they need more people, that type of shit like that. So I finally get upstairs. I go lock in the motherfucking cell. You get what I'm trying to say? And now it's just like, I'm here. I'm expecting something else to happen because I just told you, man, shit that I just did. So now that I'm locked in the cell, I'm expecting something else to happen. But now I know I'm in here. Low ass bed. They got a window inside the cell. So now I'm happy that there's a window inside the cell so I can actually see outside. You get what I'm trying to say? I could get fresh air if I want to because I could control the window. I could open and close the window if I want to. The heater inside the cell. You get what I'm trying to say? But now I'm in there. No, nothing. So I'm just in there. Nothing going on, but the police told me before I locked in the cell, they're like, yo, mess hall by the run. Mess hall basically where you eat at, the chow run, shit like that. You get what I'm trying to say? They like, yo, we about to go, you gonna go eat in a second, we're gonna crack out to eat in a second, be ready. When the bell go off, you gotta be ready because your door is gonna open. We don't got no control over the door, they do. So if the door open, you gotta make it out the door before they close the door back, or you're not going nowhere. Because if they close the door back, they're not gonna stop and open your one cell because all the cells is automatic. Or they would have to sit there and click everybody's cell. They're not gonna do that.
Oh.
So they before they click a cell open, they're just like put like just like a computer, they'll program each cell to open on their demand. And then once they program that, they open all the cells that they want to open at one time. Instead of clicking everybody's cell. Sometimes they click everybody's cell if it's less people, or they gotta really pay attention to what the fuck they doing. You feel what I'm saying? But this is how they doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you gotta be ready because if that door closed, they're not gonna come back telling you, and it's just gonna be an officer that's gonna walk from way down the gallery to take the count on who didn't go to child. But mind you, these galleries are long. So if I'm in like 70 cell, you know he's already walking all the way down here and already made it to 70. You get what I'm trying to say? And he's going around. He's not coming back down there. You don't got to come back down the gallery to walk around. He could go through the back. Inmates can't. But he could go through the back and loop around and be at the back of their company and walk all the way down to the front.
So you get what I'm saying? Make it out that gate. It's over.
It's over. Some officers is nice, like they'll let you, but in this case you can't because you're in reception. Everything is programmed. Y'all all got to move at one time, and everything is programmed. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like you can't just skip. You're not doing none of that. Like you get what I'm trying to say? It's routine. You got to walk with the police everywhere. The police with you everywhere. It's so fucking annoying. Like police with you everywhere. So whatever. I'm in the cell for like 30 minutes at the time. The porter come walk up to me. He asked me, was I gang banging and shit? You know what I'm saying? I told him, yeah, I'm gang banging and shit. Tell him why I'm banging. All that other shit like that. He's like, yo, I'm going to holler at your people and shit. I'm going to let them know you're in the building and shit. You know what I'm saying? See if they send you something and shit like that. I'm like, yo, no, I don't want nothing. Because I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm a young kid. If you take something, niggas going to try to rape you, some crazy shit like that. You get what I'm trying to say? Even, like I said, I'm not scared or nothing like that. But you don't want to bring that type of shit to you. You feel what I'm saying? Right. You don't want to bring that type of attention to you. So it's like, I bet you doing this shit. He leave away from the cell. He like a porter. He's swooping up shit like he can come see. So I guess he do his round and tell the people I'm in the building and shit like that. I didn't know how serious this was, but these motherfuckers sent me like a whole laundry bag, like a mesh bag. These motherfuckers sent me a whole laundry mesh bag filled with food. Like filled with snacks, filled with all type of shit. Toothpaste, real toothpaste, like not no jail toothpaste, real toothpaste, real grease, fucking do-rag, hot fries, all type of shit was inside of this bag. Like, yeah, noodles, fucking all type of shit was inside of the shit. Cigarettes to smoke, all that shit. Like all that shit they sent me inside of the bag. And I'm telling bro, like, bro, I don't want none of that shit because I don't know where this shit came. Like, I don't want none of this shit. He like, yo, nah, bro. Look. He like, yo, I know it's like stereotypes that tell young niggas not to do certain things and shit like that. He be like, nah, them your people, that's your man. That's it. To open it up and look at it. So I open up the bag and I look, it's a letter.
Mm-hmm.
What we call kite. So it's a little letter inside the bag and shit like that. They ain't really gonna have to worry about the letter being right inside the bag because the porter hand deliver it. If he get that letter lost or he get that food lost to the police, that's his ass. You get what I'm trying to say? You shouldn't take it if you ain't gonna deliver it right the right way. Because it don't matter where he got to come from. He could come from wherever we at, wherever we housed at. So the people that's giving me this shit is not necessarily right next to me. They far from me. He got to walk to go get it, but he can't even personally walk to go get it. He got to walk to go get it from the porter that's on their company. You get what I'm trying to say? So if they got to go downstairs, he's actually sneaking downstairs or trying to reach downstairs off the gallery thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it from the other porter that's downstairs. It's all how you got to get it. Or I would have to fish trying to get it from this side, this company to the other side. And then from there, they will have to throw my line or attach their line and throw it all the way down to the cell I'm trying to get it to. You get what I'm trying to say? All the way down. It's crazy. It get crazy. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? So I read it and shit like that. The bros holler at me. They tell me they in the building. They tell me they're where I'm in the building and shit like that. Tell me to eat, They tell me that shit and my gate cracked. The gate opened up. The door opened up. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we call the door, our cell door, the gate. So when you got the cell door and they say you on the gate, that's what they mean. Like, you on the gate, call that shit the gate. But my cell door opened up. And now I know I got a certain amount of time to make it out the cell. But I know when I make it out the cell, I got to have everything tucked in. That type of shit. Everything got to be right. You feel what I'm saying? Everything got to be healthy. So I'm in the fucking cell scrambling around, trying to make sure everything right, trying to make sure my shirt tucked in, all that. I got my boots tied up. Make it out the motherfucking cell. The door closed. I don't got my ID. I forgot my ID. I get down there. We walk in unison down the company, and they said line up 1 through cell 60, whatever, how many ever cells it is, 1 through 70 cell, 80 cell, whatever. And we got lined up. We line up. They coming through, making sure everybody got an ID. Who don't got an ID? Me. I don't got no ID. So now the officer, he trying to yell now. He trying to fake yell at me and shit. He's like, what's your fucking name? You know you got your name tied on there. He's like, who the fuck are you, bitch? Straight like that. I'm like, what? Nigga? Like, fake white dude. Who are you, bitch? I'm like, first of all, if you could read, my name's Alan. You get what I'm saying? I only got 5 letters in my motherfucking name. It's Alan. He's like, what does he say? He's like, where's your ID? How did you forget your ID? You just got here. I'm like, listen, sir, I got a lot going on right now. I just got 5 years in prison, kind of. I didn't say that, but that's the look I gave him. Yeah, like, I got a lot going on right now, bro. And I just got 5 years. Like, bro, cut me some slack. He's like, you're going to walk all the way down there and you're going to get your fucking ID. Understood? There's nothing else for me to say but yeah. Like, what I'm going to say, no, you bitch ass nigga. I'm not going to walk down there. I'm not going to say that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to walk down there and get it. Because without an ID, you can't go nowhere. So they know. So it's like, right. So it's like, he's being extremely disrespectful, but I really don't have no other choice but to agree with what he's doing.
And he know that.
And he know that. And or I'm not going nowhere. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like that type of shit. Like, they really say mad dick jokes. Like they like correctional officers that's up in the mountains, them white people. That I don't got nothing against just white people. But them white people that's up in the mountains, them racist white people, they have a lot of dick jokes. Like they say a lot of gay shit. And they might not necessarily be gay, but they say a lot of gay shit, and it's unnecessary. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? They just joke a lot with that dumb shit. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, stop being stupid. You get what I'm trying to say? So he being disrespectful. He telling me to go all the way down the company, go get some shit. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not trying to really walk down there. Like, you go. So another officer say me, like, yo, we don't got time for him to walk down the company to go get that shit. Let's just run child. Like, he go. So I get down the stairs, we line up, we walk through, we get in the mess hall. Inside the mess hall, they got a beef patty. In the mess hall, they serving beef patties and rice. The beef patty is not your average beef patty, so don't think that you just thinking it's like a soy patty. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you like Impossible Whoppers.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because the Impossible Whoppers is the way that they feed people in jail. You see how they got the Impossible Whoppers and they say that it's made is plant based.
Mm-hmm.
The plant based that they talking about is soy. You get what I'm trying to say? Just it's soy, like soy milk, soy. It's soy. It's come from a soybean. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's how they make the soybean is a plant, and that's how they make the meat with the soy. The same thing they do in prison. Everything that they eat in prison, everything that we used to eat in prison, like 70% of the stuff that was coming out of the mess hall, not commissary. Commissary, you got your own stuff, but like 70% of the stuff that was coming out of the mess hall was soy. And it's crazy because soy produced estrogen, which is a female dominated hormone. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's crazy. And a lot of companies is now coming out with these Impossible Whopper kind of plant-based kind of thing. And that's what it really is. It's soy, the same thing they're doing in prison. So that's they're doing the same shit out here. So basically everybody's in jail at this point. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm walking up the company going to chow. We get to the chow room. Like I said, they have the beef patties. They said serving the beef patties. So now I'm like, yo, bro, I'm hungry as fuck. And when they serving this shit, we get up to the line. I'm thinking like, yo, it's gonna be like the police serving the food, but the police not serving the food. The inmates is serving the food. And the inmates is scared of the police sometimes, and some inmates is not. So when we get up there, you got the inmates gang banging. You get what I'm trying to say? The inmates is gang banging. So they calling out their call, whatever you gang banging, they got a special call for it. They calling out their call and shit like that. So now I know my bros is in here. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm like, yo, I'm hungry as they got beef patties. Let me get like 3 of these shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I'm more comfortable now. So now it's like I'm like, I know the police right here, but I'm more comfortable. So bro, like, yo, bro, I could slide you the beef patty, but if you get knocked with that, you can't tell them niggas that I gave it to you. I'm like, bet. It is what it is. And he like, yo, bro, you gotta hide that. You can't just spin off on the line for that. And I didn't understand why he was telling me that. Why would I have to hide it? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, I hid the shit. I took the whole beef patty off the tray. Went to my mom and put the whole thing in my pocket on the set. Put the whole beef patty in my pocket because I was hungry. Swear to God. And I knew this was the last meal. It was only like 3 o'clock, 3:30. So I put the beef patty. Right. And I put the beef and I put the beef patty in my pocket. Gangsta. Beef patty goes in my pocket. And I get to the end of the line. Like after I get my bread, after I get the other things that they got with it, and I get to the end of the line and I spin off and the police had to hand me my spoon. And now I understand why they say you gotta hide the beef patty because the police gotta give you a spoon, but the police is also inspecting your tray to make sure you got one or the portion that you're supposed to have of everything. You get what I'm trying to say? So I spent all. I never even eats the beef patty. I never even eat the other beef patty. So I get there, we ain't even got that much time. So I'm thinking I'm about to eat all this shit because I'm going with my stomach. So I'm thinking we about to eat all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And no, we didn't eat all of. I didn't even eat all of the shit that was on the tray. So I got 4 pieces of bread, but I know I could take the bread out the mess hall. So now I'm trying to take the bread out the mess hall and put the bread in my hand, so they could be like, all right, they ain't gonna fuck with me when I come out. I come out the mess hall, they just throwing people on the wall, like telling people get on the wall, like searching them.
Oh my
Yo, they
god!
pull me out. Yo, you know they pull me out. They pull me out.
So now they find the beef patty on you.
Yeah, they find it. Yeah. Wait though, they pull me out. Finds the beef patty on me. But when they put me on the wall, his son searching me. He taking mad long to search me. He don't even really want to search me. He take mad long to search me, but they acting like dickheads. But this particular cop is not being a dickhead to me. Like you get what I'm trying to say? He just put me on the wall and doing what the other cops is doing. Nigga pat me down, throw the beef patty in my pocket. But when he feel the beef patty in my pocket, he starts talking to me and yelling at me. But he's not trying to take the beef patty out of my pocket. He's talking to me, yelling at me, but he's holding the beef patty. But mind you, the beef patty is not hot at this point, but it's warm. So as he's holding it to my leg, like it's uncomfortable. It's not burning me, but it's just uncomfortable to be doing it. And I don't want you to smush my beef patty. Not only do I want you to not smush my beef patty, but I don't want you to smush this beef patty in my pocket because I've been telling y'all this story like I've been a saint and like I'm in jail. I will punch him in his fucking face if he smushed this beef patty and it's meat smush in my pocket. You get what I'm trying to say? So we're gonna try to avoid all this shit all the way around the
Right.
goddamn board. You feel what I'm saying? And I know I'm in trouble. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm hungry. Like that's literally what I said. I'm like, bro, I'm hungry. Promise you that, man. Let me go. Let me go. I'll go back to my cell. And I had food in the cell, but I told him I'm hungry.
Yeah, but
You get what I'm trying to say? And then the rest of this, I'm gonna finish with that some other time. Right? Right, because I'm hungry now again. So I will finish. I will finish this tomorrow, but the story will be continuing. I am gonna finish this tomorrow. So for the people who was here with me and the people that did stay here with me, thank you. And I will finish this again tomorrow. Yeah. We'll be back. Come on.
tomorrow.
And it's been an episode of Your Boy. Is this an episode or this supposed to be a movie, but we're supposed to be good? It's an episode. We're just gonna make a show then. Fuck
Story
it.
time.
Okay. Oh, why am I doing that one for? And then that one. Oh, that shit fire though. That's a whole minute and 20. I should have been